a total psy-op. Bob Tuskin here with Federal Jack Popeye, along with Shepard Ambellis from the Intel Hub, and now joined with none other than James Evan Pilato, Media Monarchy. We're watching the footage live outside of the White House of people shooting off fireworks, and of course we see right through this staged propaganda campaign. James Fetzer reports on his Facebook that this is one of the most blatant acts of BS in our nation's history. A man who could so directly and badly lie in announcing the death of a man who died on or about 15 December 2001 could also directly and badly lie about his birth certificate. They are announcing that Osama was taken out by Obama. Now the wars can continue, the Predator drones can keep killing, and no one will care about where Barack was born. I think, like James Fetzer just mentioned in that piece there, that this is absolutely a distraction, taking us away from some of the real issues in regards to 9/11. And yes, he's been dead for quite some time. Let's talk a little bit more, though, about the PSYOP aspect of this. It's almost like they've paid actors to go out in front of the White House and celebrate. Let's start with Federal Jack. Popeye, what's your take?
Well, I mean, it's a complete psyop. You know, during, like I said to you, ever before you've ever seen any news footage ever, anything outside the White House, any protests, anti-war protests, 9/11 truth protests, whatever the case may be, they get within like 5 feet of the White House fence. They get beaten, tased, arrested. If they handcuff themselves to the fence, they get beaten, tased, arrested.
Yeah.
There's people lighting off fireworks. Now we're supposed to be at the highest, you know, or a threat condition level higher than we were, right? So all these military bases are on lockdown, right? We're all supposed to be worried about the false flag attack that's coming because they're going to blame it as retaliation for us killing bin Laden, right? And yet these people can light off fireworks out in front of the White House.
It's crazy stuff. Yeah, and we are getting reports, folks, confirmed in Hawaii that the threat levels have been rose to high levels in military bases on lockdown, and so much more. Let's get James Evan Pilato's take on this. You're just getting into the studio, James. From what you can tell, PSYOP, huh?
I would have to say so. Like I said, yeah, I'm a little behind. I only discovered all this about 20 minutes ago. I haven't seen any footage of pretty much anything, Obama's speech or any of it. But one thing I would have to say is that if we're watching these protests going on outside the White House, just as we're watching all this other news break, that it's important at a point like this to save our news and tape, you know, make sure you tape what's going on television and save PDFs of some of those articles. Because as we were kind of talking about off mic a few moments ago, could this be another situation of pulling the Saddam statue down in a staged move, or even the guys yelling for the recount in 2000, you find out they're operatives?
Yeah, it seems to me like this is absolutely staged. Shep, you've been covering the birther issue quite in-depthly. Is this a distraction from that?
Well, it very well could be. You know, one thing I've been checking into, I'm going to do a little bit deeper research on this, but the short form birth certificate that he released before, of course, saying that was the real birth certificate in the story, and then came out with the real birth certificate, which happens to be a fake birth certificate now. Health in Hawaii, it was changed as a law last year that the short form birth certificate would be the only recognizable form and the only form that would be dispersed from the state of Hawaii when a birth certificate is requested. So it's kind of funny now that there's court cases going on behind the scenes. Obama spent a lot of money on this issue, and now all of a sudden he releases the long form and then retracts the short form when the short form is the only one recognizable. It makes me wonder if it's some kind of dodge move for some kind of pinning court case.
Mm-hmm. I personally think that both of these stories are a distraction. and we need to put an end to our Federal Reserve false flag terrorist-based Illuminati system. And on the birthday of the Illuminati, May 1st, 2011, Osama bin Laden reported being dead once again. Bob Tuskin, BobTuskin.com, Federal Jack, FederalJack.com, along with Shepard Ambellis, the director of the Intel Hub, and our good friend James Evan Plato with MediaMonarchy.com.